Lana.
Yes, Pamela.
What are we doing today?
Oh, today we're going to focus on the beans because, you know, we talked about vegans have to rely on certain new proteins for, so beans is a big thing and it's kind of tough to cook. So we're going to make a bean salad, which I know you've been excited about making bean salad.
Yes.
So we're going to make a bean salad with red beans and white beans just to keep the cooking time short as possible.
Right.
So it's going to be like an hour and a half for those things. So that's what we're going to have to put on the stove first.
Right.
After that, we're going to make a lentil bean soup. And then we're
kind of like a chili?
Which is kind of like, it's more of a stew. We're going to have some of your heirloom tomatoes in there and just, it's going to be really fragrant, I can speak. And then, yeah, but it's going to be a kind of like a hearty stew, more like a chili.
Okay.
And then we're going to make a quinoa salad with fennel and ginger and orange fragrances. So
I love fennel.
It's going to be something a little bit spicier to off balance the heartiness of the beans. And then at the same time, we're going to make roasted vegetables, since it feels like a perfect day to do some roasted vegetables.
Very little amount of time.
All in a very short time.
Yes.
Like nothing.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
Let's do it.
All right. So I'm going to use this one for the beans.
Okay. The woodpeckers around here are very, very helpful. The ones making my guest house.
Very excitatory woodpeckers.
Do we have to soak the beans? Is this something you have to do overnight?
Typically you want to soak the beans. There's other methods to cheat it, so we're going to cheat it a little bit. That's an ornery bird out there.
Yeah. Which beans are we using?
The
beans.
red ones and the white ones.
Very interesting. Okay, so we're putting...
Very interesting.
Does that have to boil first, or do you put it in?
We're going to put it straight in.
Both of these at the same time?
Yes, because they are the same size and actually around the same type of bean. You can stick them in together, but I wouldn't put just any beans in together because you're going to be waiting a really long time.
So this is going to take an hour.
It's going to take about an hour and a half.
Okay. You don't put any salt or anything in there?
Are
these those type of beans that you have to, once they boil for a while, you have to get the skins off?
No.
Yes.
Those are the garbanzos. Those are fun to do, but yeah, no. We're going to put some salt and a little onion in there just to get some flavor added.
But not yet.
No, we totally can do it now.
Oh, okay. Gotta get my little Dylan.
Throw a nice,
first grade.
very cute. I love that.
Yeah. How much?
A nice chunk.
Like that much?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
They absorb a lot of salt and that requires it for the flavor. Otherwise, you're just molesting them once they're all done cooking and everything turns into a big old mess.
Well, that's terrible.
We don't want to molest the beans. Oops, sorry.
Woo! Cocktails pretty soon.
It happens in the kitchen all the time. Nothing like a
I
little.
need to hang on more kitchens.
Nothing like a little grope to get you started.
Well, you are the aphrodisiac specialist, which would be good. And onions are an aphrodisiac.
Onions are an aphrodisiac. Anything that basically dilates your blood vessels and helps your blood circulation is very good for different body parts. Do I have to go on?
This is not Field and Stream.
No.
Except for we could do a home, decor show or house building show.
So
it's just funny.
So basically, I'm just dicing up this onion.
So I don't get to use my mandolin?
Not yet, but you're going to do a lot of mandolin slicing later. And, you're very good at it.
I am very good at it.
The onion's going to go in, though, just to help it add a little flavor.
Okay.
And we're going to need some garlic, too, so if you want to get right there.
Where's the garlic?
There's one or two, actually 2 little pieces of garlic, 2 little cloves. You can just leave them whole.
Just leave them whole?
Yeah,
that's easy.
We'll throw them out of the
That's even better.
combo before we make the salad. Because we don't need it to bite into any already cooked garlic because it just turns to mush, so there's no point. So we'll add fresh garlic when we make the vinaigrette.
Okay. I mean, that's the key to making good beans and bean salads is the vinaigrette. That's the stuff that I don't know enough about.
Yeah.
And grains and quinoa and all that kind of stuff. So I can start like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go.
Bean salads are tough because they soak up so much that you really need to use like an overabundance of a vinaigrette just to make sure that you have enough of that flavor. Right. Otherwise, it's just like a sponge, get no liquid with any of it.
Yeah, all my bean salads taste terrible until I met you.
We'll change that. We'll change that entirely. Okay. So those are our beans that are going to be cooking for, like I said, about an hour and a half. Hopefully not too much longer. But the fresher the beans, the easier they are to cook and the less time they take.
So those are stale beans.
So these are going to take about an hour and a half. Unfortunately.
Okay.
If you have a bean farmer nearby, let's get one.
So you just soak it in cold water in the fridge, and then it's easier to cook in the morning?
Yeah, about 8 hours. So overnight, usually they say.
So if it's just right out of the bag, it's an hour and a half?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good to know.
Good to know. Okay, so now we want to we can get the quinoa started.
Okay.
Which is basically just like cooking a pasta. So first we're going to get a pot of water.
Another one like this?
Sure.
I have this.
Perfect.
Yes.
They're such pretty little pots.
They are.
Or if you want to use
prettiness.
we can use that one for the lentil soup though if you want.
Well, I have an oval one too. I have a gray one.
Perfect. Let's use them.
Which one do you need bigger?
Doesn't matter. They're both going to be about the same size.
They told me my house would be done by summer, and it's not done. So I didn't want to stop them.
It adds a little ambiance.
It's not ambiance. It's real life.
Yeah, it's nice.
Life doesn't stop.
I like
because
it.
we're trying to do a cooking show.
No, not at all.
Okay. Is that too much? Water?
No, that'll be fine.
Okay.
The good thing about quinoa, you can always drain off any excess with a nifty little colander, so it's not really a big deal. Beans
So you don't have
are
to get
harder.
couscous like perfect and fluffy, and not without water, you can actually drain it.
Of course, you do have to
Worried
get it
about
perfect
all
and
these
fluffy.
things unnecessarily.
It always has to be perfect and fluffy.
Yeah, but you can drain it. That's new
You
to me.
can absolutely
So
drain
this
it.
is the quinoa.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
this
the
is good
quinoa.
one.
It's pearl quinoa. It's organic.
So it's like a middle size. Or smaller, or is it the smallest?
It's one of the smaller ones, yeah. So this one also, you want to salt the water. We're not going to add it yet. It's going to be like pasta. So we're going to get the water to like a simmer or boil.
Okay.
And then we're going to put it in.
Okay. That's going in. Okay.
So we are going to get a chunk of this orange in there just to flavor the water.
Oh, that sounds good.
Well, we don't want it to just be like bland and tasting, so just a couple notches in the orange.
This is what you learn when you go to Cordon Bleu.
This is what you learn. Yes.
Nobody
That and a lot
knows
of
to
French
put
food.
orange in your couscous.
Actually, you don't learn that in Cordon Bleu. You learn that in the world of cooking.
Not just real life. I know. I should have learned earlier.
It happens. It happens.
Well, that's the thing. You really learn how to cook from your parents and the way you were raised.
Yeah.
And then if all of a sudden you're like, I want to be vegan, you're like, what? How am I going to cook that? So that's why I wanted to do these little vignettes, because I was thinking, basic stuff. I don't even know what I'm doing. Could live off toast and peanut butter on like sweet potatoes, because I know how to do those two things.
I do love all of that.
But still, I mean now
And a
my
little agave
repertoire
on a
is
sweet potato.
exploding. I'm going to have more friends.
You want to have more friends, or you just want to
Yes.
feed more friends?
Well, you said like if you can cook, you have more friends.
It's true. I have lots of friends. So I crushed up the ginger just with my knife, just like a little like boop, just to get it started, bring the juices out, because we want that in our quinoa too. So it's gonna be kind of spicy. It's gonna be kind of sweet.
I know, and that's what you do. Everything is so flavorful. That's what's so.
Yeah, that's the important part about going vegan is you've got to find flavor in different places.
Right.
You know, you can't rely on one.
Butter. And
Yeah.
all those things and eggs and.
Yeah, all those
But there's
things that make
substitutes for everything.
sauces and
Yeah.
you know. So there's not a lot of cream sauces, which is kind of good for a vegan.
Yeah, that's good.
Keeps you nice and thin and healthy and active, and we like all of that stuff.